Hey guys, I'm going to do 3 short videos for you to remind you of the stretches and the core exercises and foam rolling techniques that I'd like for you all to be using. Be patient with the min pins and with me, because we're obviously not in a professional setting and I'm only doing this for my clients and obviously not anybody else, so this is not be posted to YouTube as a funny joke. I'm going to start with the stretching. First of all, don't go into any of your stretches with cold muscles, and so do some type of warm-up routine, whether it's after your workout or after a walk. I prefer to do a series of sun salutations, and some of you have recently enjoyed some yoga, so this is just very basic. I'm going to take you through sun salutation. I'm going to inhale, reach the arms up, really elongating through the fingers and through the heels. Then exhaling and relaxing down into a forward fold. Hold here, just take some deep breaths. Then inhale, flatten the lower back, looking forward, and then step back with your right foot and hold into a lunge, and then step back with the left foot. You're in a plank position. In plank, your wrist is always directly under the shoulder, and your fingertips are nice and wide. Then you're going to lower yourself down into chaturanga. It's also giving yourself a little bit of upper body workout. Then inhale to up dog. Push back to downward facing dog. In downward facing dog, lift your tailbone high and keep the fingertips wide. And then step forward with your right foot and then your left. And then you'll go through on the other side. Inhaling up. Exhale, swan dive to a forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, release. Step back with your left foot and then your right foot. Lower to chaturanga. Inhale to up dog. Elongate through the spine and the neck. Exhale to downward facing dog. I do that 10 times for a warm-up, and in my breathing, I'll usually try to breathe very long. So inhaling, having my inhale last 3 to 4 counts, and exhaling 3 to 4 counts. So after your warm-up, there's the first series I want you to do is the hamstring series. You can either use a yoga strap. I've had some of you that have come to Kahala to class with me use a bike tube. It actually works really well. Or just a small hand towel. So the first one is just a pull back, straight leg stretch. So drop your toes down. Press your heel up, your hip is going to be flat into the mat, and we're just going to gently pull back. We're going to take some nice long breaths. We're going to hold this a total of 30 seconds to a minute when you're doing it. I'm going to shorten all of these stretches just for the sake of the video. So holding, each time you exhale, just try to pull back a little bit more. Then after you've held it, you're going to open leg stretch, and then turn the toes down and then press the heel up so that you're really getting the full length of the leg. And then hold here 30 seconds to a minute and then come across the body. And also when you come across the body, you're pulling up just a little bit so you really get deeper into the hip. Okay, and the last one we're going to add on here is a figure 4 stretch. To cross the ankle over the top of the leg. Inhale, lift up, lace the hands through your leg, and then exhale, relax back down. And just when you're pulling the leg in, you can also take your opposite hand and gently push the knee open. And this is also going to be a modification for a stretch we're going to do in a few minutes called pigeon. So remember this when I say that do the modification, this was our modification. So that stretch, and during that stretch too, you might want to roll your ankle. Ankle flexibility is super important for triathletes to be able to swim with a pointed toe. And runners and cyclists naturally tend to have tight ankles, so it's a tricky balance to keep the ankles nice and loose when you're a triathlete. So that's the first one. And then a hip flexor stretch. You're going to just come to a kneeling position and bring the foot forward, making sure that the ankle is right under the knee, squaring the hips to the front of the mat, sitting up tall, always starting with an inhale, and exhaling pushing forward. So I'm going to keep my chest lifted, keep the hips squared, and just keep pushing forward. You may need to inch your front leg out just a little bit so that the knee doesn't jut out over the foot. So hold, switch, and do the other side. Okay, calf stretch. The calf stretch, bring one foot forward so that the toe is aligned with the knee on the opposite leg. Your heel is on the mat, and the heel is going to stay flat on the mat throughout the stretch. It's important that when you roll forward, you don't let the heel lift, or you won't feel the stretch. So sit up tall, take your inhale, and exhale, roll forward, pushing the weight of your chest into your knee, but again pressing the heel down to the mat, and then just relax down into it. I think this is the thinker pose. So hold here 30 seconds to a minute as always, and then to the other side. A straddle stretch is another important one. Coming to a traditional straddle, and then press up so that you can sit up tall on your tailbone. The foot is flexed, so the heels are down, the toes are up, you're sitting up tall. And then start to walk forward, find a spot that's challenging but not super uncomfortable, and then relax. So let your head drop, let the neck relax and hang out. As you're breathing, try to walk forward just a little bit more each time. Okay, and then always, this is a particular stretch you want to come out of very slowly. Okay, a good upper body stretch for your chest and shoulders is to take your hands behind your back and to roll the shoulders back. Expand through the chest. Now if that is too difficult to reach back and clasp the hands together, you can use a towel or a band to assist you, and then roll back so that you stay safe. Another basic hamstring stretch is a forward fold, and the forward fold is also sort of a basic flexibility test that we used to see how much you've improved. So sit up tall, toes are up, heels are down. Inhale. As you exhale, push forward but keep the chest up. And then wherever your hands land that first time, then just relax into it. What I want you to avoid is rounding the spine, so really rounding out to bring yourself forward. You're just going to keep that chest up to find your position and then relax. Okay, so those are the key flexibility stretches. I'm going to add in the core exercises